So the coach, he like flanging me, right? Like telling me like, yo, come here. Like, so I run to him. He like, look, we got to get ready because the game is about to start in the next 5 minutes. I'm like, man, coach, I'm like, can I go make sure she all right? Can I go check up Brianna? He like, no, he like, I need everybody to stay planted. Y'all remember the game plan. So he giving us the game plan and he telling us to go out there and go have fun. So low key, it was cool because when I looked out there at the stands, I had my dad out there. I had Yo-Yo out there. I had, you know what I'm saying, my brother Mark out there. But at the same token, it was like, I was really still concerned and worried about Brianna. So I'm like, man, I'm like, okay. So he like, you ready? I'm like, yeah, I'm ready. So now tip off and started and game is in session. Now they putting on a good match, okay? This was like, not like we was running them over. We was down by 2. We end up winning the game because we end up getting fouled and end up going to the free throw line. We end up winning by 1 point. I had like 11 or 12 points and like 2 assists, you know what I'm saying? So it was a good game. I felt like, you know, I was a little cocky. I felt good about myself. But the only thing that was on my mind at that moment was Brianna. So after the game was over, everybody started coming down from the bleachers, you know, coming to their loved ones or coming to people that was on the court. So Mark like, oh, you went crazy. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, man, did you see Brianna? You know what I'm saying? I said, did you see Brianna, you know, chilling or anything? I'm like, because I didn't see her. So he was like, no, I didn't see her. So Yo-Yo comes. She like, you ready? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, look, won't you and Mark going on to the car? So Mark like, you sure? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, I'm going to grab my bags and talk to the coach real quick. So Mark like, all right, cool. So we do our secret handshake. Boom. Mark going on ahead. They go to the car. So I go to the coach. I'm like, hey, coach. I'm like, you saw Brianna? He like, no, I didn't see Brianna. He like, maybe her, the cheerleading coach did. I'm like, all right, cool. He was like, that was a good game. He like, hey, in the next 2 days, we have another game, okay, in the next 2 days. I'm like, all right, coach. I'm like, hey, it was a good game. I'm like, I got to drop 20. At least I need to drop a dub, you know. I was getting amped up. He like, yeah, he like, you drop a dub? He like, I'm taking the whole team out for pizza. I'm like, all right, I'm going to try to drop a dub next game. So I run, I go grab my bags and stuff like that. And I go on the opposite side where the cheerleaders and stuff be. So I'm like, hey, you know, I'm asking some of the cheerleaders like, hey, you seen Brianna? So they like, no, I think she left. I'm like, she left? I'm like, so I end up seeing her friend with the scar. So I'm like, hey, you seen Brianna? She like, move. I'm like, stop. I need to talk to her. She like, she been left. She went home. I'm like, she went home? I'm like, can you call her for me? She like, no. I'm like, why not? I'm like, why you gotta be like this? I'm like, help me out. She like, no, go with your new girlfriend. She like, you hurt my friend feelings. My friend is really upset. I'm like, look, you don't even know the whole story. She like, I don't need to know the whole story. My friend is gone. She left. She don't want to talk to you. So just go, move. I'm like, can you call her and tell her that I need to talk to her? She say, how about you call her and you tell her that you the one in the wrong? And she walks off. I'm like, oh. So I go on ahead, I walk out the building. As I'm walking out the building, I spot Brianna over there talking to her other friends and the other cheerleading girls outside though. So I'm like, I thought she left. So I walks over there. I say, hey, I said, can we talk? She like, don't touch me. No, go over there with your girlfriend. I'm like, she's not my girlfriend. We don't talk. She like, so the whole time you been like her? I'm like, no, I didn't. I'm like, I really liked it, you. I'm like, but then I see you reenacting with this other guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, he put you in a whole corner and placed a bracelet on you. I don't care if it's $5, a friendship bracelet, or what type of bracelet it was. I don't like that. I'm like, you're supposed to be my girlfriend. So now we're going back and forth. She like, I don't want to talk to you. She like, you said I'm single. You said it's over. It's over. I'm like, can we please talk? She like, I don't want to talk, Rashawn. I'm like, so we're really going to do it like that? She like, yeah, your girlfriend over there waiting for you. Look, so here come Mark, right? So Mark come over, he like, hey, come on, let's go. I'm like, all right, it's cool. I'm like, fine. She say, yeah, and don't never call me again. I say, I ain't gonna call you again. I say, when you see me at school, don't say nothing to me. You ain't gotta worry about speaking to me, none of that. So her friend was like, don't worry, she ain't gonna speak to you. I'm like, yeah, whatever. I'm like, it's all good. I'm like, it's over, for real, forever. And I walk off, right? So Mark like, you straight? I'm like, yeah. So I'm like, I don't even care. I'm like, she go be with Eric all she wants. So now I'm loud. I'm putting on a little show. I'm like, she can go be with Eric all she wants. She got a whole bracelet, bro. Whole bracelet. Now she getting mad because I brought somebody up into a game. But a whole dude gave her a bracelet in front of everybody and they knew I dated her. So now I'm being loud, having my moment with Mark. Boom. So Yo-Yo like, just calm down. She like, y'all want to flame this up. So, you know, she still had the, you know, the plaque. So I'm like, yeah. So Mark like, not on the school ground. He like, we can't do it at they school. He like, what if they got security guard? Woo woo. So she like, all right, we can do it while I'm getting ready to drop y'all off. So I'm like, all right. So boom, we pull off, let down all the windows. Now, she flames it up. Boom, we doing the rotation. So I only wanted to do it like real quick, like, you know, like that 3-pull, real quick and pass it. That's it. That's all I want to do. I just want to feel a feel. You know what I'm saying? So Mark pulls out his water bottle with the wine in there. So he start, Joe, you know, like how you thirsty and you have like a Capri Sun or a juice and you just squeeze it. That's what Mark did. He was like, he said, he ain't asked nobody they want none or nothing. He straight, he squished it right down his throat. He guzzled it down. So as we got closer to my crib, I was like, hey, what time it is? So she was like, it's 9:20. I'm like, hurry up. I'm like, because at 9:30, I'm like, we're supposed to be having a surprise guest. So she like, a surprise guest? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, my mama don't even like company. So I'm like, you know, I'm thinking like, it's probably a family member. So Mark like, who you think it is? He like, probably Nana. I'm like, oh, God. I'm like, oh, Lord knows I can't deal with both of them at the same time. It's like having twins, okay? Double the trouble, double the anger, double the I can't make you happy, double the upsetness. You know, Leo's is just double the everything. So boom, we pull up in front of the crib. So as we pull up in front of the crib, I'm like, man, I hope I don't, you know, smell like that. So she was like, yeah, I got some perfume. So she brought out like some Victoria's Secret and she get the spray on. I'm like, you got some lotion? So I get to put lotion all over me. Mark get to put her lotion. So now we smell girly, pretty much. We smell girly. So Mark like, all right, let's get out the car. So I'm like, hey, I'm like, I'm gonna talk to you. I'm like, I work tomorrow. She like, okay. I'm like, thanks for coming to the game. She like, yeah, even though your girlfriend mad, I'm like, she not my girlfriend no more. Ex-girlfriend. She like, I don't want to be breaking up no happy home. So Mark like, all right, I'm gonna get out the car. I'm like, yeah, just wait on the side real quick. So he like, yeah, don't forget, 9:30, special guest. I'm like, look, I'm like, I think you're beautiful. And I'm like, me and her got this going on, but I'm like, if she really don't want to be with me, I'm like, once the time is right, maybe we'll go out on a date. She like, I like that. She like, remember, I've been wanting to go out on a date with you. I'm like, all right, cool. So I'm like, let's just continue to be friends. And I'm like, we'll see where it goes. So we was down with that. She like, all right. She like, you better get in the house before you get in trouble. So she was like, I really want to taste them lips. So I'm like, really? She like, can I kiss your lips? I'm like, no. I'm like, maybe next time. She like, okay, I'm gonna hold you to that. I'm like, all right, cool. So, right, boom, I get out the car. I'm feeling, you know what I'm saying? I'm feeling myself. You know what I'm saying? So we get to the crib. Mark like, you want to go through the front door or the back door? I'm like, let's go through the back door. So we go through the back way. So Mark like, bro, I'm nervous. I'm like, what you nervous for? He like, mama don't like people. I'm like, right? I'm like, she's talking about a special guest. And I'm like, lasagna? Nobody in the house eat lasagna but my dad. So I'm like, why would she be making lasagna? So boom, you hear back door now opening. We're walking in. So my dad like, hey, you know, like, how was it going? I'm like, oh, it's good now. My mama placing the plates. I see the plates. So my mama said, all right, y'all shower up. The guests, they 5 minutes away. So I'm like, Mom, who it is? She said, don't worry about who it is. I just said that the guest's on the way. Now go on ahead and get up there and go get dressed. I said, oh, okay, Mom. She said, how was the game? I'm like, you know, I was kind of shocked. I didn't know how to respond. I'm like, it was good. We won by 1 point. She like, okay. So boom, I go ahead. I go get dressed. So I go ahead and get dressed. Boom, I go to Caleb's room in a towel. Not going to do. I said, Caleb, you coming down there? He like, for what? I'm like, Mama making dinner. So Caleb opened up the door. Caleb got a whole cheese and sausage large pizza with an orange pop. I said, wait, you're not eating dinner with us? He like, no. He like, Mom making stuff I don't even eat. I'm like, I don't eat that either. He like, yeah, if you don't eat it neither, you should have just told her. He like, yeah, something about it's a guest coming. I'm like, you know who the guest is? He like, yeah, but I can't tell you. I'm like, please, come on. Caleb, who is the guest? Tell me who is the guest. He like, I can't. I'm sorry. Mom gonna be mad, but just know. Ooh. I'm like, tell me. Somebody finna get in trouble. He like, I can't. Roddy, I can't say. I'm like, okay, well, I'm not going to make you your chocolate chip cookies no more. He like, that's not fair. I'm like, nope, I'm not your friend. So I leave out, right? So My mom like, come on, y'all, come on upstairs. So we come upstairs. Well, Mark come upstairs. I go downstairs. Now we sit at the table. My mama like, I love y'all and I'm proud of y'all. Rody Dody, especially you. You came far ways. But see, Mark, I see that you got a problem with doing stuff and think you could get over on people because you think you too smart. See, you too smart for your own good. So I got something special for you. So Mark just sitting there like, special for me. So my dad said, yeah, we got something special for you. He like, you're going to love this. The bell ring. When my mama opened the door, tell me why is Mark's teacher.